Hey, everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers pregame. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle. What's going on today, Hinks?
How do you feel about the time change, William?
I usually just have no idea.
Yeah.
Because like all
you.
the clocks in my house, like everyone has, like Alexas and cell phones.
Yeah.
All those change automatically. And the like my kitchen clock doesn't.
Yes.
So
there's always one.
Today I was just walking around super confused most of the day. Like go in my kitchen, it says 12:30. I'm like, there's no way I only got up an hour ago. How could this possibly be? Also, how am I starving? I just ate that. Like, no. And then that's not the real time. So I'm just confused. I really don't notice it. I don't know.
I hate it.
What I hated was we had, and I love you, Bri. Love your family. 11:30 a.m. party Sunday morning, which is actually 10:30 a.m.
That is correct.
And that's just too early for a 1-year-old's birthday party.
That is kind of early.
I think it should be illegal to make gatherings on Sundays.
I agree. Sundays are for being a potato.
Yes, 100%. But here we are. It is Monday, and the Flyers are taking on the New York Rangers tonight, Kelly. Yes, the worst team in the Eastern Conference is in South Philly to take on our Philadelphia Flyers, and we actually might have some lineup notes, but before we get to them, I got to tell you to all like, comment, and subscribe. Do it, damn it. Hit the like button. We've had a ton of new listeners lately. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We are here before and after every game with pre and post. We have shows on the non-game days. There's the shootout inside the locker room, Charlie's practice notes, so much content, and that's just our Flyers coverage. We've got Gargano, we've got the Eagles, we've got the Sixers. On March 25th, the new Philly show starts. Shout out Jesus Luzardo, extension signed just a few minutes ago. I think that counts as our emergency pod for that. Make sure you subscribe right here and become a diehard while you're at it. Yeah. All right, so we have some lineup notes. I just checked Charlie O'Connor's Twitter feed. Wow. And Travis Konecny and Nick Seeler both on the ice for warmups. We saw Charlie tweet earlier today that Tocchet said both TK and Seeler had a chance to play tonight. Konecny was more likely, but they are both at least on the ice for warmups, so that bodes well for the Flyers tonight.
It does, and especially Konecny. I know we're going to talk about it, but that's a guy that you miss big time when he's out.
The Flyers have missed TK's offense so badly. This team really struggles to score. They deny shots. They keep the puck out of their own net for the most part at a pretty decent clip.
They got to score.
But they can't score. And when TK isn't there, they struggle even more to score, Kelly. He has missed 3 straight games as Travis Konecny. That's 180 regular minutes, and then 2 games that went to a shootout.
Of course.
So that's 10 minutes of overtime. So 190 minutes of hockey without TK. They have scored 5 goals in these 3 games plus 2 OT periods.
That's not enough.
No.
That's not nearly enough goals.
That's 5 goals in 3 games.
You need more than 5.
You need to be, in order to win a Stanley Cup, a team that averages at least 3 goals a game, if not like 3.25.
I was going to say 5 goals in a game is
5. That's a nice game. Yeah, that's a
nice
game.
Do that.
5 in 3 games
not
is
good.
Nowhere close to enough. And TK leads the team in points. He leads the team with 23 goals. He leads the team with 34 assists. He is their offense. He and Trevor Zegras this year have been basically their entire offense, especially since Tyson Forster got hurt back on December 1st. And without TK, this team, their scoring struggles are even more exacerbated.
Yeah, and it's kind of annoying because you hope in situations like this that someone's going to like kind of step up. I know we saw Michkov get moved to his correct position. Finally, that's kind of nice. Maybe he'll get going here in the latter quarter of the season, just in time for it to be extra annoying that they win some games because Matvei Michkov is back to normal. Yeah, I wish someone would have stepped up, but it'll be good to have TK back in, especially against a team like the Rangers. Like, it'll be a good game for him to get going, I think.
Absolutely.
Because they stink, which rules.
They really, really are terrible.
It'll
When
be
you
over in my
when you look at the Eastern Conference standings, we're going to do that in a little bit. Like, my God, they have 15 regulation wins. It's March. We're into the second week of March. Like, it's unbelievable. But it looks like TK and Seeler could be back tonight. They are warming up.
Snap, we got lines.
We will. Oh, I was going to say, we will confirm as soon as we get lines. And we have them. Look at Kelly Hinkle go.
My finger's on the pulse.
Yeah, I just hit refresh and I don't have it yet. Where are there we go.
So
we have Zegras centering Grundstrom and Tippett.
Top line Grundle, that's what you want to see.
Why are we doing this?
Rick talking. What's up, bud?
We have Dvorak centering Bump and Konecny. That could be a fun line. Kate's Barkey Michkov stays together. And then Coots, Grabenkin, Glendenning.
Glendenning. I found out we got him yesterday. I was like, where did we get another Glendenning from?
Like, when
is it the same one?
When they claimed him on waivers on Friday,
yeah,
I was like, all right, well, they don't really have a 4C. Maybe this means we're definitely trading Grundstrom, who we've been using at the position, even though he's not a center. And then they don't trade him.
Nope.
They move Zegras back to center.
Yep.
And they have, like, I don't see the point of Luke Glendenning.
Not even a little.
I don't really understand why he's here.
Are there more than one? No, wait, there's a Glendenning and a Glendenning.
Is
right?
that
is
what
that
it
what
is?
I'm doing? I think there's a C and a G.
I always just think of
And
Glenn Metropolitan. That's who I think of.
Gustafsons. Like, remember there was like 45 Gustafsons?
Yeah, there's two Eric Gustafson that are two totally different people.
I think there's a Glendenning and a Glendenning.
That could be it. But yeah, I just
had this one before.
I don't really understand the point.
I don't get it. I see.
Claiming 37 or 38-year-old Luke Glendenning off waivers.
No one on the Phantoms
who has in 52 games for the Devils 0 goals and 4 assists.
I mean, I know it cost you nothing. In the end of the day,
yeah, it doesn't matter. But like,
it didn't make any sense.
Why isn't that Tony Dick or something?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I just don't really get it. But he's here. He's on the wing with Coots and Grabenkin tonight. Whatever. Sure. On defense, we have Sanheim and the still a Flyer Rasmus Ristolainen. We have York and Drysdale, Seeler and Juleson, with Dan Vladar starting, and he's who I want to talk about next. Dan Vladar is 20-10-6 with a 240 goals against and a 907 save percentage. This will be his 38th start. He allowed 3 goals in the last game, Kelly. It was his first time in 7 starts giving up more than 2 goals. He has allowed 2 or fewer in 25 of his 37 starts. Making his 5th straight tonight, Erson has only played once in the 7 games since the Olympic break, and it was the second of the back-to-back, that second game back.
Yeah, it seems we've all kind of agreed at this point.
He's going to play in the back-to-backs, and maybe that's it.
Yeah.
They're going to have some days, like, the schedule until we get really into the last week or so of March doesn't get super compact, but there are a couple of back-to-backs. There's one later this week. And then, like, next Wednesday, Thursday as well. I feel like those are the only games we're going to see Sam Ersson in.
That's it. And honestly, I wonder, like,
if Vladar has a bad period, like first period gives up 4, I'm like, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Like, just give him a night off then.
Yeah, why not?
Other than that, I think it's going to be no Ersson.
Nope, I don't think so. And honestly, I'm good. Like, let's all move on.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah.
I think I am all set on Sam Ersson. So it is Dan Vladar tonight. Start number 38 for the great 80. And before we do anything else, Kelly, we got to talk about Alex Bump. What a bump in the lineup he was. Yes. Scores a goal in his NHL debut. Officially credited with 1 shot on goal. Charlie and I talked about this. The shot on goal counter was on freaking drugs or was somehow accepting bribes from the sports books. There were so many shots that did not count in that game. Like, I know that they're constantly being adjusted, and for sports betting, like, they take a closer look at what is and isn't a shot. I get it. the Flyers had 5 or 6 more shots in that game than they were credited with. It was still nowhere near like enough for a good team, but it was still ridiculous. Like Bump had at least 2 or 3, and he gets credited with 1. But whatever. 7 attempts, plays over 16 minutes in his debut, so he must really be in shape. I'm never gonna stop making comments about it.
I know.
Because the coach won't eat.
I was gonna say because they won't let it die.
Oh man, these guys at the Olympics just in such great shape. Like,
shut up, dude.
Anyway, how cool was it to see Alex Bump score in his debut? Finally, long awaited, and he was basically what we thought we were getting when we assumed he was making this team out of camp.
Yeah, it was kind of like I know for me it was kind of like Barkey because like I think that I expected last season, like when we were all excited about Alex Bump, if he had come up, I would have expected, yeah, he's going to come up right away and be good. But then like after camp was a little bit and then he got hurt. I didn't know that I expected him to come in and immediately make an impact. However, very cool that he did.
No, it was really cool to see. Now he gets to make his home debut. I wonder if the same family and friends in the official Bump Hype Crew shirts will be there tonight for his home debut. But that is what we got out of that. And I think the coolest thing that came out of that game, Kelly, though, is Bump is probably the coolest. But the second, it's Barkey and Michkov. They have shown really, really solid chemistry together.
Yes.
Over Barkey's short NHL tenure here. And now, after Michkov assists on that Barkey goal, almost had another one on the power play a few minutes later, like almost the exact same play. Michkov with the puck on the right wing, feeding it to a guy in the middle. How about that?
Ooh, curious.
Yeah.
Wonder where they got that idea.
Barkey now has 11 points on the season, and Michkov has had a hand in 5 of them. Like, they are listed on the same goal 5 different times, including one of Michkov's, 2 of Michkov's goals, one of Barkey's, and a few others that they both got assists on.
Not insignificant.
They have played just over an hour together in all situations. It's gone really, really well. The numbers on the left here, that includes like a lot of power play. Like, it's basically half an hour worth of power play there. But also at 5-on-5, you see they've played about 35 minutes together, out attempting, out shooting, out scoring, and out chancing their opponents considerably at 5-on-5. If you had a speedy, good center with a little bit of size, it would probably make you more confident that this is a duo you could deploy together all the time. But for what they have, I don't see why you would even consider breaking them up at this point.
No, there's absolutely no reason to break them up. I don't even know. I mean, like right now, given what the center situation is, like I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, if you had a better one, that would be good. But I think like having Michkov on his strong side where he belongs because he's played there his entire life, and then you have Barkey who is just like never stops going. Like he's just a crazy workhorse. The 2 of them together, it's like, I don't know. I really hope, I don't trust Rick Tocchet to keep them together. But I hope that they do, because if we're going to have to endure this playoff push that we're doing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the break.
We at least need to have some fun.
Yeah. No, and it's like, Charlie and I talked about this, whereas we saw a lot last year of Michkov thinking, like him seeing a play and nobody else realizing it. Like, especially the first few games, like the first few weeks of the season, it was like, oh, I was not even expecting the puck. Like, guy, you were alone in front of the net. What do you mean you didn't expect the puck? Like, didn't expect it when and where they got it.
Right.
And I don't think anyone thinks 3rd round pick, undersized Denver Barkey has Michkov's skill potential. But he's real smart. And he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And based on how I saw him play with Couturier and Tippett, which was, I know he's the young one out there, but he's the most mature one. He's the one making the fewest mistakes and actually making up for the mistakes the other 2 are making. Yeah. He's an eraser. And listen, Michkov needs that. Like, he absolutely does. A guy who's going to handle the puck that much is going to turn it over, and not every pass is going to be on target and things like that. Barkey has shown he's really good at making up for whatever sort of mistake happens that way. And in their limited time together, he's shown he and Michkov just kind of get each other.
Maybe that's the ticket to why this is working so well and why it's being kept together, because I do think, given the opportunity, if there were Michkov errors that were leading to, like, odd man rushes or goals against, like, those kinds of things are going to very quickly get him taken out of whatever advantageous position he's been put in. So the fact that Barkey can be the one to kind of, like you said, erase those mistakes that a skilled player who is taking chances is going to make over and over again because they're taking chances. Maybe that's going to be the thing that keeps Michkov being able to be put in a position to do well. I don't know.
Maybe we will. We will see. We will see tonight if they can continue to look really strong together. On the other side, we're going to talk about this, I guess, playoff push that the Philadelphia Flyers are making. We're going to talk about the standings in the Eastern Conference. The New York Rangers share the pregame picks as well, but we got to take our break. Have you ever had one of those days where you're moving nonstop and suddenly you realize you forgot to eat? Happens to me all the time, and that's why I love what Wawa is doing right now, because Wawa has $5 deals all day, and honestly, it just makes life easier. If you're starting early, you can grab the $5 big breakfast meal deal. We're talking a breakfast sandwich, a hash brown, at any size hot or iced coffee. That's a full morning win for $5, available from 5 to 11 a.m. Then later in the day, the value keeps rolling with a crispy chicken sandwich created your way, starting at just $5, and they've even got new teriyaki recipes for a limited time. It's real food, real value, and built for busy days. No planning, no overthinking. Just swing in, grab what you need, and keep it moving. Start your day strong and fuel up whenever you need with Wawa's $5 deals. Limited time, exclusions apply. See Wawa.com for details. Gotta have a Wawa. March means one thing, that it's go time for the playoff push. And at Elkins Chevrolet, it's go time for real deals. Elkins Chevy is three brothers making one promise: to treat you like family and give you a deal that makes sense. Trucks, Elkins has got them. SUVs, they've got those too. And payments that keep you in the game? Absolutely. It's Chevy Truck Month, and those tax refunds are starting to hit as well. That means it's a great time for Flyers fans to check out a new Chevy truck at Elkins. Get up to $7,360 in bonus cash on a new Silverado 1500. Contact Elkins Chevrolet today to see if you qualify for any additional offers. And if you're thinking about making a move, make it to Elkins Chevrolet on Route 73 in Marlton. Elkins Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of that honkin' good service. Together, let's drive, and together, let's go Flyers. All right, welcome back. Before we get into this Eastern Conference standings and this alleged wild card push the Flyers are making, Kelly, y'all got to hit that like button. Do it. We're at 75, which is a great number for pregame. Get us to 100, and I'll be super happy. Hanks, the Flyers, as we take a look at the Eastern Conference wild card and Metropolitan Division standings, they're 8 points behind the Isles for third in the Metro with 2 games in hand. They're 7 points behind the Bruins for the second wild card with 1 game in hand. Right now, the biggest problem, if the Flyers were to think they could get back in this, isn't even the points differential. It's the regulation win problem. The Flyers aren't just 7 and 8 points out of a playoff spot. They are 8 and 9 points out of a playoff spot, because they have by far the fewest regulation wins out of any Eastern Conference team that's actually, like, quote unquote in it. Their 19 regulation wins is the second fewest in the East, ahead of only the Rangers, who have 15 somehow. So they not only have to catch these teams, all of them, but pass them as well. It just makes it a little less likely, because say Columbus, say you do get ahead of Ottawa, say Boston does fall off and you and Columbus have the same record, well, the same number of points. Well, guess what? They have 2 or 3 more regulation wins than you. You miss out.
Yeah, their team is really floating by on some loser points, huh?
They are.
The overtime games are so annoying.
Yes, the
For so many
Flyers,
reasons.
that was, I believe, their 21st overtime game the other night.
Absurd.
And that's third in the league. It was their 10th shootout, which is tied for most in the league.
Also absurd. There should be like a limit, and like you reach the limit, and then you just lose the games.
Yeah, I very much agree.
At the end.
You just lose now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus has 22 regulation wins. That's still 3 more than the Flyers have, and they have the fewest out of any of the teams actually in this thing. It is a real uphill battle, and I don't want to say I've given up completely, but I've given up completely on the idea of playoffs just because I don't know, it kind of seems, I think, Charlie and I talked about this the other night, seeing Michkov and Bump and Barkey and Vladar and seeing what they do down the stretch, maybe at some point Martone joins the team, whatever, cool. Zegras playing center, all this is stuff that it's worthwhile seeing in this time of the season. But picking up 2 points in a shootout is like, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? I don't want a team of quitters. Like,
no.
I don't want the team to stop trying. It's just, man, you lost the privilege of being able to trick me into thinking you're in it.
Right.
When you, from game 42 to like 55, just completely peed all over yourself.
And what's super annoying is that they're just close enough that like the team is going to think they're still in it.
Yeah.
The front office is going to think they're still in it. And the stupid coach is going to think they're still in it. And a lot of fans are going to think they're still in it. And we're all going to be just like hanging on till the end. Then they pick 14th overall for nothing. And it's just like, again, like we've talked about this a billion times. In the moment, I'm going to root for them to win every game.
Yeah.
Because what else am I going to do?
A Flyer takes like Matvei Michkov takes a shot. I'm like, oh no, it went in.
No.
Oh no. Like, I can't react that way.
Last year when we got to root against them in that Sabres game at the very end, that was
hilarious.
That was a good time. Anyway, no, I want them to win the games, but also I don't want them to win the games.
And that game had like, I think they would have finished like 8th instead of like 4th in lottery odds. I feel like it was a real big swing game. Everyone was within like a couple points, and like the regulation win, all the stuff was, if they lose in regulation, that's good. If they don't, they're screwed.
Yeah, it was a whole
sort of thing.
But I wish that the front office was acting a little bit more like they knew. And obviously we're past the deadline now, so all this is moot. But like prior to the deadline and on deadline day, I think there could have been more kind of like confirmation that the front office is rooted in reality here. Like when they traded Sean Walker.
Yeah.
They were in it. They were trying. They were going to try to get there. But they knew. I ain't going to.
And like last season, now granted they've ended the 4th worst team in hockey last year, and like this isn't that. But Scott Lawton still had another year left on his deal. It wasn't like that was a must-trade situation, but you got your price and it worked out, so I guess you had to do it. I do wish there was a little bit more. Danny's post-trade deadline press conference was like, yeah, I think you guys just kind of all made up the story about how we're trying to get rid of Risto. Like, if someone had offered the price we wanted, sure, but otherwise, we're fine.
What's the price, though, dude? Because, like, in reality...
A first, a prospect, and a mid-round pick if there was retention. I think they would have sent him with no retention for a first and other stuff.
Do you think that none of the other GMs noticed that he's hurt 2/3 of the season? Like we noticed that. You think they noticed that too? Like, I just kind of think that there were a lot of defensemen going for like kind of stupid prices on deadline day and the days leading up to, but they aren't guys that play half a season. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, is if he finishes out this year, it'll be like half of a season that he played.
Right. Like the way that we were like, oh no, he's playing. I hope he doesn't get hurt before the trade deadline. Yeah. If I'm, the GM of the Detroit Red Wings, I'm like, oh no, don't want to trade for this guy. What if he gets hurt anyway? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like.
And listen, if they are able to do like what they did with Braden Shen, and at the draft, suddenly you trade him, you're back in, you have pick 22 or whatever. Cool. I'll be happy with that, but we have to get him through these next 20 games first, which has been like a struggle for him to play 20, 21 games in a row at all over the last 4 years.
I would bet you $10 American that he gets hurt again before the season is over.
All right. Real quick on the Rangers, Kelly. Speaking of a team that I guess they had their prices too, but they sent out yet another letter. They are rebuilding. They stink. They're the worst team in the East by a lot. 15 regulation wins on the year. They're just terrible. Vinny Trocheck, still there. Mika Zibanejad, still there. Adam Fox, still there. This is insane to me that they weren't able to move any of these guys, especially like Trocheck, who after the Olympics, like, hey, the whole league needs centers. Here's a guy who can play a real role for you in the playoffs, kill penalties. All that.
Didn't they sit him out the game before?
Yeah, I think they were sitting Trocheck. Yeah, so just weird that they weren't able to make a few more moves, but who the hell knows what goes on with the Rangers? It's the Rangers.
When they sent that the other letter that they sent, because I think I've told you before, I have intrusive thoughts about the Flyers rebuilding process that I have to fight off at all times. And I had what if they fire Chris Drury and they hire somebody actually good? And then they lap us in the rebuild.
They do a second rebuild before we get through one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a bummer. And I wouldn't totally write off the possibility of that happening. All right, let's get to the pregame picks. It is time for the pregame picks. Only one tonight, Kelly, and we're going with a pretty obvious one. Matvei Michkov, anytime goal at 3-1. Listen, that's a pretty good price for one of the guys who you would think might have a good chance to score. He and Denver Barkey have shown good chemistry.
Yeah.
We saw Michkov assist on a Barkey goal and set up nearly a second one the other night. Tonight, I think Barkey pays him back with an assist of his own on a Matvei Michkov goal. And why not? It's fun to have something to root for. And this is that thing. Also, the Vladar saves number was minus 150 for over 20 and a half. And I was like, of course he's going to get 21 saves. I don't want to bet minus 150 though. So we're going to go with plus 300 on the Matvei Michkov anytime goal. And
under on Flyer shots because
Rick Hockett's the head coach.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have maybe made a bet about some play beyond regulation. But you're here and not Charlie, so I will not do that.
Why would you want that?
I don't want it. I just want to be right. I'm pretty good at guessing when they're going to go to overtime.
Well, you've already said it out loud, so now.
And they've gone to overtime in 34% of their games, so it's not that hard of a guess.
That's true.
Just say it, and you have a better than 1/3 chance of it happening. But only the one tonight, the Matvei Michkov. Anytime goal. And that's pretty much, do we have any super chats? I thought I saw one come in. That's pretty much all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers pregame. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, got to hit that subscribe button. Follow us right here on the PHLY Sports YouTube page. We'll be live as soon as this thing goes final with postgame. We are here every day throughout the week, and sometimes Saturdays when they play on Saturdays too. Thanks to everyone who's been joining us new lately. Make sure you follow us everywhere. We're talking here on the YouTube page at PHLY_Flyers on Twitter, and search PHLY Flyers wherever you get your podcasts and follow us there as well. That is it. Oh yeah, and check out our schedule.
Wow.
Check out our schedule for this coming week. We do have one 4 p.m. show. That's nice. It's always nice to be able to get one show in that isn't a pre or post game. But it's starting to get real busy. I mean, it's been compact all year outside of the Olympic break, but it is really starting to pick up. So make sure you're here for every pre and post game, every 4 p.m. show, and all the bonus stuff as well. All right, that is it. I am Bill Matz. That is Kelly Hinkle. Thank you as always to Brenna. Let's go, Alex Bump.
We all silly like the mayor.